Yo, what's up? What's going on? What's good? It's the Boxing Source Chicken in here, and I'm here to talk about that Artur Beterbiev Anthony Yarde fight, where Artur Beterbiev scoring the TKO victory in the 8th round to become 19-0, 19 KOs, still the unified light heavyweight champion. I mean, check this out, man. I mean, Beterbiev, man, he was taking a good amount of shots there from Anthony Yarde. It did look like Anthony Yarde was in there to have a good fight, and there were times when he did have some successful moments there against Artur Beterbiev. But for me, it was more about the accuracy, the precision, the power, and, the relentlessness of Artur Beterbiev when he saw those shots that he would be able to take in order to break down Anthony Yarde and get this TKO victory. Now, the thing about it is, you had Anthony Yarde have that big start as far as like moving around the ring, trying to, throw the jab, move around the ring a little bit more, keep Artur Beterbiev thinking before he was able to throw shots. But the thing about Anthony Yarde was he wasn't able to really establish a solid jab there against Artur Beterbiev, which would have prevented Artur Beterbiev from moving forward. So Artur Beterbiev said, you know what, I'll be able to take a few of these jabs, a few of these shots in order to land shots of my own. And when he was throwing jabs, it was more of those solid left jabs. Bam, bam, bam. Like bam, bam, right? And then also, he was also to develop the check hook on Anthony Yarde that was very successful in those second, third, and fourth rounds. Now, you had times when Anthony Yarde was in trouble in those early rounds. And yes, I did kind of predict that Artur Beterbiev would have been able to win by TKO in the fourth round. There were two separate instances where you had Anthony Yarde's mouthpiece be out of his mouth, and you kind of had a timeout for that. And at one point in the fourth round, it did look like you had Anthony Yarde in some real trouble, but he was able to get back from that. He was able to score some good shots, land some uppercuts in there, and, have Artur Beterbiev step back a little bit. But once he did that, he was able to regroup. He was able to, collect himself, have enough defense to, stay away from Anthony Yarde's offense when Yarde was throwing shots. And then when he came back at it, he was just there, just breaking down Anthony Yarde, even though he was dealing with a serious cut over his eye while Anthony Yarde was dealing with a cut under his eye. But like I said, Beterbiev was able to get through that. And like I said, he was just able to get to Anthony Yarde with some big shots and ended up landing a big right hand that sent Anthony Yarde back. And it was just that his legs gave up from under him, and another right hand put Anthony Yarde down for the first count. Now, after that, you just had Artur Beterbiev being Artur Beterbiev, closing the distance, being able to land precision shots on the inside as he was doing over the course of the fight. I was really impressed with the amount of shots that he was able to land on the inside while Yarde's guard was pretty much closed in. But what Artur Beterbiev did, especially over those previous rounds, he was able to use a double right to the body, right upstairs, right to the body, right uppercut, and they were landing solidly on Anthony Yarde. And I think that was pretty much what was the difference here in this fight, was that Artur Beterbiev was really accurate here in this instance, while Anthony Yarde was, trying to land some shots in, but also missed significantly in a number of power shots that did kind of contribute to the energy exerted that he had over the course of those 8 rounds. Now, with that being said, Artur Beterbiev, still the WBC, WBO, and IBF light heavyweight champion. And, it looks like there's only one fight left out there for Artur Beterbiev in the light heavyweight division. But chances are that fight is unlikely there for the undisputed light heavyweight championship against the WBA champion, Dimitri Bivol. Now, Dimitri Bivol, of course, had his success in 2022, defeated Canelo Alvarez in May, and defeated Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez later on in the year 2022. And now coming in here to 2023, all signs point to Dimitri Bivol facing Canelo Alvarez again late this year after, having one fight in the interim. Who knows who that could be, but it won't be, definitely won't be against Artur Beterbiev. So, even though you have Bob Arum saying, well, look, you got Beterbiev, unified champion. Now look, I want him to face Dimitri Bivol, but Bivol wants to fight Canelo. Yeah. He wants to fight Canelo, whatever it is. So if that's going to be the case, then you probably would have Artur Beterbiev going up against Callum Smith. Callum Smith has been, the number one ranked guy in the WBC. So you probably would have that be the next bout there for Artur Beterbiev. But for me, I think you should have the undisputed light heavyweight championship here between Artur Beterbiev and Dimitri Bivol. There are a number of people that feel like Dimitri Bivol would be the guy to defeat Artur Beterbiev. But, hey, I don't know, man. Bivol is a guy that can really, use his, height, his reach, his length, his movement, and a lot of that. But will he be able to do that for 12 rounds against one of the more precise and more powerful punches there in the sport of boxing in Artur Beterbiev? Who knows? But at least we've seen here against Anthony Yarde that even at his, at 38 years old he's still able to get in there and do what he does in order to break down his opponents and end up getting a stoppage victory. So, like I said, once again, you have Artur Beterbiev defending the WBC, WBO, and IBF light heavyweight titles with an 8-round TKO victory over Anthony Yarde. So that's it for this particular analysis of this fight. Be sure to like this particular video, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the Boxing Source. We will have more content for you here later on this week, and also the podcast will be live on YouTube Sunday nights. Don't miss it. Till then, I'm out. Peace.